think we're streaming. Let me see. Don't know why I wanted to sing there, but I did. And it looks like we're streaming. Good. I did mute it. I did. Alright. Let me just take a second to tweet. Say. Right. Alright. So that is tweeted and social media and all the other cool stuff. So, hello everyone. It is October 13th, and this is the October 13th TextQuest dev stream. As always, this is Chris. So we're going to be doing a couple of updates today, and then we'll continue our wonderful work with content creation. So I wonder if I want to do the big one first, or should I do the slightly smaller off-topic one first? That way we can just focus on the big one. Let's do the slightly smaller off-topic one first. So a while ago, like eons and eons ago, what the heck? Oh right, I forgot it crashed. Eons and eons ago, we started doing JSON parsing for our interactive objects, and I guess actually I should go to the intro. And eons ago, I sort of put that on the back burner to try and do something a little more visually interesting for the dev stream stuff. And, you know, things piled on top of each other, and eventually I just kind of forgot. Well, not really forgot, I just kind of just didn't get around to it. And now we actually do have JSON parsing, so I can clear this. We got no information whatsoever here. Then if I hit update, I only have the move painting JSON, which move painting, I just chose a random one of my objects to turn into a JSON file. Hit update, bam, populates everything, does it pretty nicely, gives all the verbs, and associates everything properly. And that's just using, I guess I should have probably pulled this up ahead of time, but a fun fact, my computer actually crashed right before this because of a massive memory leak. And we will talk about that in a little bit, because it has to do with our content creation, and I just don't manage memory right now, so it gets pretty bad. Let's see, TextQuest, design, interactions, castle quarters, and move painting. So I showed this off a while ago. This is how I keep all of the information on my interactive objects. I have updated the format a bit to add new features, stuff like ignoring groups. So unless you specifically say to do something to a specific object, it won't be sort of counted as part of your interaction. It's still there and it can be interacted with, but by default it won't. It'll assume you're not interacting with it. That's sort of how it works for chests. If chests are open, ideally you would want to interact with the stuff in the chest, not the chest itself. Of course, all of our verbs, and I've sort of changed the way things are phrased. So obtainable items replaces I think items is what it used to be called, which are when you do this action, it can give you an item. And obtain once is checked to say like you only get that item once. And if it's set to false, then you can just do that same interaction multiple times to get the same item back. Require equipped is just if, say you have to light a torch with the lamp, you can set it to require the lamp to be lit, and it requires that you have the lamp equipped, not just in your inventory. So small stuff. Oh yeah, I redid this because before this format was the item ID. This is item check, so if you do a specific thing with an item on a specific object, like slap door with fish, it gives you a specific output. And it used to be the item ID and then all of the verb types, but now it's just the item, the verb type itself in this column, and then the output that you would get. And the same thing for the word checks. So if you say get e-flask instead of take e-flask, then it'll say, you can't get e-flask, or whatever you can think of really there. So all of that is in 4 separate sheets because trying to put it in one sheet doesn't really make sense data-wise. And of course, I've talked about this before, that I made a tool for Google Spreadsheets that just lets you convert spreadsheets into either XML or JSON. So now I can export all of this stuff as just one JSON file, which is really nice. And this is what it spits out. I just use the visualize option. I can actually export it as a file, which is what this is. So that's all of that data in the spreadsheet gets spat out as this massive JSON file. But then I only have to keep track of one JSON file, and it's really easy to load it in. So that's a fun thing that I did over the weekend. It was actually way more time intensive than I thought because there was a problem with my JSON parser that I didn't know. I never noticed it, and it essentially meant that I couldn't parse JSON objects correctly. It wouldn't do recursive parsing, so if an object had an object inside of it, it wouldn't actually parse it correctly. But I fixed that. Did a couple of other additions to some backend systems that I use, some extensions, some string extension stuff. Fairly mundane things that aren't too exciting to look at. But in addition to all of that, so I'm going to save this. Didn't need to save, I haven't made any changes. So now I can play. I've also, I believe I've shown the wizard before. And once this builds, I'll show you the king. Although I think I might end up changing the king because it's got kind of like a Napoleon thing going on, where the king, since it's only 4 letters, I didn't stretch it to properly fit, so it's just kind of short. Sitting on a textureless throne, of course. But yeah, we have both the king and the wizard, at least sort of in there. And in the future, I'll be probably tweaking the king, making him a little taller, so it doesn't look like he's Napoleon. And of course, texturing the throne, which is, right now is kind of nothing. And don't think I've made any other changes. Still working on the fresco, trying to make it look nice. Still got to fix all the lighting. Actually, the lighting's pretty nice. I just got to fix how the level handled it. But so that's the first level, and that's, oh, what the heck? My mouse shot off to the left. So that's the minor updates, just stuff that I've been doing. Second thing I've been doing is I have a mesh importer now, so I can actually specify different meshes to import in the custom creation. So right now I have it rigged up to automatically do it at the start of the level, and tonight we're gonna hook it up to the actual mesh button. But you can see we started with just a cube, and this is loading a OBJ that's just a door. So if we texture this, we can select wood door. See this door frame. It's pretty nice. Right, and I've also added a lot of sort of tweaking abilities over here, so I can change the color of the material. So if I want to have a green door, I can, or I guess it's cyan technically. Change that back to white. So if it's alpha, it'd be 0. Oh, really? I guess it would be yellow on brown. That's not a huge difference. But yeah, I can mess around. Oh, I want to make that white. I can mess around with that. Make it change color pretty nicely. Same thing for emissive. I can just plug in the texture, and it seems like nope. Crap! It's crashing, isn't it? I don't even know if I'm still streaming. Think I am. Okay. Ha! That was the memory leak I was talking about. But at least it didn't crash my computer this time. Okay, so... Okay. Is it still streaming? It is still streaming. Good. I have to reload all of my pages now because I have no idea if it's actually streaming or not. Well, no, it is streaming, but I'm going to have to re-pop out everything. Okay, let me pop out my chat again. That way I can more easily see everything. This, move it into its very specific position, and then reattach it. So give me a second. I gotta reset up my stupid screen capture. Okay, so we will. We're gonna be very careful about how we do our texturing right now. I gotta reopen Unity, don't I? So yeah, I guess in the meantime, I can show you the mesh importer while Unity's opening. So this is based off of a file called OBJ importer, which is from the Unity wiki. I guess I can open that up. Um, because sometimes you can find pretty useful stuff on there. And actually, I did have to edit it a bit because this would pull in the OBJ, but the UVs would be reversed. So I had to write a sort of function inside of it that would flip UVs after it was done. Let me open that up. Yes, reload, that's fine. Okay, reload again. So basically how it works is you give it a path to the mesh, and I've made it so that you can pass a delegate for a function that accepts a mesh as a parameter, and then you can pass this mesh back to it. It's not particularly necessary because this just returns the mesh directly anyway, so it's probably going to end up changing. But it goes through, it creates the mesh, or the data class, or the data stuff. Can't talk, I need a drink. Excuse me. So I need to keep my stuff open. So, right. Where was I? All right, mesh importing. So it basically grabs the text information from a OBJ class, which I guess I can show you what that looks like. I've shown you this before, but for anyone who hasn't seen that stream, I guess. So let's go to build TextQuest. Oh, good, I got a stupid TextQuest custom OBJ. So this is what a OBJ file looks like in text format. We have our vertices, which is prefixed with a V. Our texture coordinates are UVs, which is prefixed with VT. VN, these are normals. And then F is faces. Oh, I'm a little sad. I had 3 people watching and I bored them to tears. Oh well. So, and all this other stuff is just sort of basic data. But it basically parses this information out into a usable mesh format. So that's what all of this is doing, is it's checking the starts of particular sentences or particular lines to see what it should do. And ultimately you end up with a actual mesh. And this is the part I was talking about. This is what I added, the flipping UVs. So now, if we go back here, back to object creation, and gotta be more careful. I'm not entirely sure why I'm having such a huge memory leak. Because it shouldn't be recalculating everything all the time, but it does. So who knows? But and of course you can actually change this without having a texture, which is nice. Let's go ahead and confirm on there. And then, as I was starting to say before my Unity crashed, you can turn off normal, height, emissive, and it'll actually prevent you from dragging these height or the bars associated with them. So since height is turned off, you can't drag the height bar. And of course, metallic and smooth still work. We are going to be, that's really nice, looking at preventing you from dragging around, or preventing the view from moving around while you slide on these things. We'll probably try that tonight, but for now, that's not a huge issue. So first things first, we are going to hook up this mesh functionality to the actual menu and not to just automatically happening. So if we go over here, we'll open up the texture edit view, reload. Fine, reload. Alright, so, and if you recall, last week we actually set up a lot of, I don't even think I'm using this anymore. References. not using it. Okay, so we can get rid of this. We set up a sort of generic list of material selections, and that's what, yeah, right there, initialize target. Interesting. Yeah, let's just do that for the time being. I think that's fine. No errors. Compile that. So yeah, these are just material selection sections, and that's what is reporting what values should go to what particular property. So in this case, this is the texture one. It affects main text, and the color part of it affects color. So let's go back here, and we need to add, let's see, on mesh clicked. Don't need to do mesh path at all, really. Generate material buttons. Oh man, this class is too big. It's actually not as bad as I would think, but that's the on mesh selected. On mesh clicked. Ah, here we are, right. So on mesh selected, we should do mesh importer.load mesh path on mesh loaded. All right. So I think that's all we really need. And then we go back here. I might not have even had to open this up, honestly. Probably turn that off. Open this. I think it's to have this doing the, yeah, so I need to comment this out. Alright, so let's try this again. And hopefully we have a working mesh importer on demand, not just at the start of a scene. Yeah. Alright, so we should have the cube at the start. No problem there. Good. So now if I hit mesh, and I think I already talked about this, but whenever I'm searching for specific things in the file directory, I can actually specify extensions to look for. So for meshes, I would say only look at files that have FBX or OBJ. And FBX right now does not work. So I need to look at that. I don't know how easy that's going to be, but in the future, bam! Right there. Ha! Nice. Do I want to attempt fate? I'm going to try it. Okay, so that part's fine. Let's do normal. Stone wall normal. It really doesn't like it. Nope. I can feel it start to get sluggish, which means that there's a bad memory leak. I don't know how to fix it, because I don't know what's causing it necessarily. Since, okay, so I can get rid of this line. Because I'm not really doing anything. I mean, I'm not unloading textures, but I only load those 2 textures, and that is not enough to cause a memory leak, unless I'm just constantly rebuilding it, which that doesn't seem right. In any case, we do have it actually hooked up. So, if we have that, then so what do I have so far? I've got mesh loading, texture loading, normal, height, emissive loading, metallic, smooth, and height. Oh, you know what we could do is work on saving this out as JSON. That would be interesting. and what I'm going to have to do anyway, so I might as well do it now. With a captive audience of 0 people! Because I'm terrible at this. I'm very boring. I needed something more interesting. Speaking of more interesting, I am going to start streaming 4 days a week instead of just the one Tuesday night where no one's going to watch it. So I'm thinking of doing it Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, and Friday. Can't do it Wednesday because of meetings that I have to go to. But I will be doing each day with a particular theme, so to keep things nice and varied and interesting to everyone. So I'm thinking Monday will be a... Oh, you know what? No, it's fine. I'm thinking Monday is going to be there's going to be Modeling Monday, so modeling in Maya. Oh, hey, 3 M's. Gotta love alliteration. And Tuesday, to keep, since it's right after modeling, I'm probably going to do texturing Tuesdays because I love alliteration and I'm terrible with things like that. So Mondays will be about modeling, Tuesdays will be all about texturing, either with Substance, Photoshop, Illustrator, or whatever I happen to be doing. Skipping Wednesdays, of course. Then Thursday, I can't come up with a snappy name, so I was going to Tech Thursdays. But basically, that would be programming. And Fridays, maybe more of a fun day, I think. Do I have on update? I do have on save. Okay. No, on new material. Oh, no, that's fine. But yeah, I've been thinking maybe Friday will be sort of a play through a game, comment on it sort of thing. Maybe, I don't know. Kind of up in the air, or maybe just do some fun development, like something that's not text quest. Let me write. Oh, you know what? This is where I'm going to have to open. Oh, right. Before we can do this, I started work on the file save explorer. I need to do that. Let's close my root here. Although, actually, while I'm here, I might as well add a button real quick. And that is going to be... I don't think I need the update button anymore. Because I have materials update themselves, basically. Oh. Oh, wait. Ah, do I have a recursive update? Excuse me while I check my code. I really hope I don't. It's entirely possible that I was that stupid, though. Update property. Let's see. Find. Oh, there's not a. Huh. Or maybe that's a view call hierarchy. I don't know what the thing is for show me the classes derived from it. Material map section. Let's see, update property. Manager load. Property. Anything that's update property. No. I thought I had something in texture edit view that is calling update on everything. Update. Oh no, that's just used to force update everything else. But yeah, it's not really needed because everything tells itself to update anyway. So I think I'm going to change that. So instead of update, maybe make that reset. So if I change this to reset object, rename this to reset button. also need to figure out a way to clear maps. Well, for the time being, I'm not going to worry about that. These are just sort of thoughts that I have as I'm doing this. So we have reset object, which actually probably can just be short to reset. Okay. So let's go back here and let's go ahead and change rename to on reset. Rename this to reset button. So reset button on, click out on reset clicked. Good. And now for where did it go? On reset clicked. There we go. Get rid of these because I don't think any of those are technically correct. Though I might have button material, base material. I'm also going to rename this to default material. Public mesh, default mesh. So I'm probably going to have to reassign all of these references. Once it loads, there we go. Curious to see what happens here. There's a lot of stuff in there that is not mine. I wonder if I have a cube that I can just reference. Ton of doors. Ton of meshes. Look for cube. Good. Right there. Cube. Alright. Custom material right there. Alright. And then, of course, the reset button. So, turn this off. Hit apply there. And then, should I have a reset functionality on all of these? Probably. I wonder if mesh should be... it's fine as is. Yeah, okay. So, let's go ahead and maybe add a reset functionality to this. We have update. I assume we have initialize. Update property, disabled property, on map loaded. Oh, that's the map. Oh, because I was looking at it right. Okay, that makes sense. Here we go. This is what I want. Target material, property enabled, initialize. Okay. Let's do public virtual void reset. It's not going to do anything. I could make it abstract, I guess. But I don't think I have anything shared between them all, so. Let's do public override reset. And of course I hit apostrophe. So base reset doesn't actually do anything. So we are going to say on map loaded. Texture text. Update property. There we go. Wait. Oh. There's my memory leak right there. Okay. Okay. Yeah, no, that's about right. Okay. That, that might fix it. I had it stuck in a loop. So basically, it would load the texture. That would tell it to call onMapLoaded, which then called update property, which would then, of course, load the texture again and call onMapLoaded. So fun little circle there. I was wondering why I was getting memory leaks. I'm like, yeah, I'm not managing it, but I'm not populating 16 gigabytes worth of RAM with it. Yeah, I know, only 16 gigs. I really need to go to 32. Um, so don't need to do update property for that actually, because this will automatically do it. So property ID to string null or default texture. Actually, I lied. Map icon texture equals default texture and map texture equals default texture. There we go. Okay. Don't even know why I have default or map texture there, but in any case, so color selection, we can do public override reset base.reset and oh, should I be doing? That's fine. Color icon equals map color. Do I have a default color? Crap. No, I should have this. Private, not volar. Color, current color equals color.white. And then map color should be the default. This should be current color. Material set color. Ah, no, that's fine. Current color. Map color, that's all right. On color selected should be current color. Get map color, see where else that's being used. Max shifter, no. Current color and current color. Okay, so I think that's correct. So basically, this map color is going to be like our default color that it should go back to, and the current color is the color that the user has set. And if that's the case, current color should equal map color here as well. Okay, so that's that. Material map selection, material slider selection. Okay. Public override reset. Let's go ahead and do public float default value equals 0f. So slider.value equals default value. Good. And then this. Okay. What else do I have? Some extensions that I was working on, file manager. Ah, here we are. No. I don't know where else to look. Okay, material slider, public list, material selection. I think that's everything I've done so far, honestly. Don't need open texture view open anymore. Material slider selection, I think that's good. And material property section. Ah, right. Don't want to have. Well, no, it's fine for now, I suppose. Alright, so let's see what happens, see if I have any errors, because you never know, it's entirely possible I overlooked something. Alright, no errors. That's nice. Always a good sign. So let's get mesh path, texture path, normal path, that's all fine. Smooth metallic. Ah, wait, no, there we go. So default value for metallic should be 0. Default for smooth should be 0. Default for height should be 0.005. Okay. Now, I'm also going to... Ah, here we go. That's what I need to do. Let's see. Map, slider. Really? Slider and map selection are the only ones that I have doing that with? That doesn't seem right. But that's fine, I suppose. Map selection. Don't think I need that. I do want this, though, which is going to be public override initialize. And then we are going to say slider dot value equals default value. Okay. So that should be that, as they say. So now I'm going to tempt fate. I'm going to try loading textures and seeing if I get a memory leak and therefore a crash, which would subsequently take me offline. But it's okay because no one's going to notice. Wonder if that's borderline self-deprecation. That's probably not healthy. Anyway, right. So do I have everything else? Right. Oh, and I should hook up reset properly too. So texture edit view, reset. Ah, here we are. And then I can do it. Copy paste from up here. Material buttons, materials, initialize. Here we go. Dot reset. All right. Okay, I think we should be good. Okay, so let's go ahead and close all those. Everything's assigned, I think. Let's turn off the root, hit apply, close it, turn off this UI, and then of course save. So now we should A, not have a memory leak, and B, okay, that's about what I expected. There is some weird problem with normal maps whenever, here, I'll show you. So a normal map normally is a pun, but also you can see it's this blue color because normal maps are RGB values. And by default, I have it displaying a blank 8x8 normal map. So it's that blue color. But if I disable it, it's set to default to that same map. But for some reason, it's gray. And that's because it's the grayscaled version of the image, but I don't know why it does that. It is kind of weird. I'm wondering if it's... Oh, no, I know what it is. It's because it's reading the actual data from the image. It's not pulling it in through Unity's importing process, so it makes it look gray. Well, no harm, no foul. It's just kind of a minor bug, but I need to eventually fix it. So let's get a mesh, test door, let's get a texture, let's do stone wall, seem to be doing fine. Now here comes the real test, normal map. So we'll do a base normal first, that's fine. Doesn't look like there's anything really bad there. We have metallic, smooth, and we have height, which is not doing anything. Okay, so now I'm going to do something that caused my computer to crash before because it's loading a 2K image. Don't crash. Oh, it didn't crash. Yes! So we fixed that memory leak at least. Until probably some other horrific memory leak. But it doesn't look like it's applying properly, that's a little annoying. So I'm going to look at its material, see if it's doing that stupid thing again. So yeah, it actually has it, but for some reason it's not displaying it properly. I can't really tell if it's... Yeah, it's doing it here in the view. But it's not doing it here, and I have to wonder... Uh-oh, lost my mouse. Okay, I thought it was going to crash again. I wonder if it's because of the lighting? Because, I mean, the lighting is set to be... And we're also going to stop playing. It's set to be real-time. But it doesn't seem to actually display properly, which is very annoying. So we get that problem of... I think that's also the same thing that's causing this shadow issue. Where we get this sort of dithering effect. No, it's not dithering, but this like gradient almost. Sort of hard-edged shadows. And I don't know how to fix it, really, because lighting has to be dynamic if the mesh is going to change. But it doesn't seem to want to actually do anything with it, which is annoying. If I change to hard shadows, I probably wouldn't do anything. Strength, resolution, that's all fine. Well, that's kind of annoying, but there's no real way around that, so... I mean, it's at an angle, so it should at least do it, but... Well, in any case, let's open this back up. So let's get our OBJ open. Hooray, that's good. Let's get our texture going. Let's get a wood door. Nice. That's all there. And let's try loading stone wall again. I don't see it. It's not doing anything. And I'm not sure why. We change the stone wall to height here. Let's go ahead and change this to stone wall. Okay. Now if I adjust the height. Okay, it is adjusting the height. Again, though, it's hard to see because it's sliding while it's doing it, but... So it's doing it? At least on the height. Maybe my normal isn't set up properly? Because, I mean, it's not... It's assigning the texture. It's definitely assigning the texture. It's the material. It has a normal map. Okay. It has a height map. An emission map. Need to do occlusion and all that stuff, but... Maybe I have it backwards for some reason. That wouldn't make sense. So... See, I always assumed that the normal map wasn't applying because it was... Well, here, let me pull up the actual thing. So this is the original normal map that I was using. It's fairly flat, you know. Nothing too impressive. And this is the one that I just exported from Substance Designer. It has a lot more detail in it. It's actually got, roughness and a bunch of bumps to it. It's also exported at 2K as opposed to 512 by 512. But with this much detail, I would think that it would be showing up. I didn't think about it before because the other normal map was fairly flat. But this one is definitely not flat, but I'm not seeing it in the light. So I really wonder if that's even going to work. Like if I can do it. Because if it only really takes effect during lighting, which no, that's not right. Because way back when we first started this, we had normal maps successfully doing it. Normal maps successfully being applied because we could see the sort of bump in them. I guess let me see. I do have normal right there. It's set to use bump map. Which is, I believe, the correct thing for normal. It's what it was before. So, I'm honestly not sure. I don't know why it's doing that. So, it's not ideal, but for the time being, I'm not going to worry too much about it. Instead, I need to test the reset feature that I keep forgetting to test. Let's save. Super glad though that we fixed that memory leak because that was really bumming me out. Load our door object. Let's go to our texture. Let's just give it a wood door. I'm not going to worry about normal height and all that. Let's make it smooth. Smooth at least. Very metallic. We'll just do smooth. Don't need to worry about height. So if I reset, bam! Oh, but the mesh didn't take. It wouldn't because I didn't tell it to. Target dot. There we go. Default mesh. I'm also going to write a quick getter up here that will let me cache it. So private string, private mesh filter, target mesh filter. Suppose that's fine. Get return. And then let me go back down here. That. No, I almost forgot. Okay. There we go. And now I can just say target mesh filter instead of having to do. So that'll be nice. Don't have to keep getting it. So now everything should work perfectly because it always does, and I never have problems, ever. Although I will also do this. I didn't think about this. So before I do stone wall, which is upside down for some reason, now let's try the normal. Oh dear. Bugger. So this one is actually working. A little bit of clipping there because of the camera. But you can actually see the normal map. See what happens when I load in mesh here. So, wham! Yeah, it's something... Crap. Great. I also don't know if I was covering up my mouth when I was talking there. Yeah, crap. That means that it's something to do with loading the mesh. Problematic. But let's see what reset does. Bam! Hooray! Texture. Stone wall. Texture. Stone wall normal. Not quite what I was hoping for, but it worked. But yeah, like this weird problem with the lighting. It only shows up. It's like the UVs are messed up. They would be, wouldn't they? Because I don't rebuild the UVs. Crap. Oh man, that sucks. Oh, but I wouldn't need to because it's a mesh, and I'm just loading the mesh directly. Okay. So normal map works. It just doesn't work on the new one, which kind of sucks. It also looks like my normal map is slightly off, which I guess that's entirely possible that it is, considering that they're two separate images that weren't made in the same program. So they're roughly the same because I used one as a reference for the other, but yeah, that makes sense why there's slight problems there. Yeah, that makes me super sad though. So great. But the reset functionality works, which is good. What do I need to do then? To fix that, I would probably have to... Honestly, not sure what I would need to do for that. Well, for the sake of pacing, I'm not going to worry about it too much. Because, I mean, ultimately the individual components are there and they work, but I need to just do more stuff with it, I guess. So, kind of sucks. But, I guess, what would be the next thing to work on then? If we're not going to do this tonight, just because it'd be fairly boring to see me hunt down bugs. Although I do want to say target mesh filter dot. I'm just curious if there's like a... Oh, well, actually, let me do mesh dot. Just want to see what I can do here. See if there's like a recalculate thing for lighting. Tangents, UV, V2. No, not really. Go figure. Oh well. Makes me a little sad, but I guess what we would do now is make a save file. So, oh, I really have a focus problem, don't I? Because this all started with me originally going to open this up and show it to you, and then I just completely forgot. Meh. So I think I've shown this a while ago. The Save Explorer, which is essentially the same as the File Explorer, except you navigate to a place and you enter a file name and hit save. I'm gonna open this up. I haven't actually done anything with it yet. Hooray! So what is... I don't remember what's all on here. Back button, refresh button, close button. Which... Back button, refresh button, close button, okay. And I also need a save button. So, save view using Unity Engine.ui. Public button, save button. Okay. Probably should do public input field, file name field. Private void on file name changed. And, oh dear, did I do private or protected on awake? Probably did private. Oh no, I did protected. Hooray for me. Look at me being smart in the past. And then file name field dot on really on end edit, huh? And they're on value change. There we go. Add listener. Right. String value. Okay. And the reason we're doing that is because we don't want you to be able to save a file if you have not put in a file name. So we'll basically have this disable the save button until the file name field is not empty. So if file name field dot text dot is null or empty, which is just a custom function that I have in string extensions that checks if a string is empty or null, obviously. Then save button dot interactable equals false. Else save button dot interactable equals true. All right. And then so this is going to be fun. So public void open string file content, and bool close others equals false. Let's do base.open, close others. Crap. No. I have an open here, I think. Yep, file extensions. That's not, yeah, it's not too bad then. Oh no. No, I'm not gonna worry about it. I was considering trying to make it so that when you're saving, it only displays directories, but not too worried about that, I guess. So, base.close others, that's fine. And then we're going to say or maybe I don't know what would be better actually. Should I care about file content? Because I guess save view probably shouldn't do anything with file content. It should just spit back the path, and then file content, or the original place that requested this, will do with it what it wants. So I'm actually going to get rid of this. I don't need open at all. Well, that's not necessarily true. I do want void. And then do private string save path equals get return. Oh, I hate it when that happens. Really? Really? You're gonna auto format for me, huh? No one tells me how to auto format. Ah, it's because I accidentally deleted. Okay, fair enough. Fair enough. That was my mistake. Interactive object. Oh, wrong thing. Here we go. This is what I wanted. Local path. Current path. Ah. Well, if that's the case, do I need local path equals that? Right. Right. So if that's the case, one, let's make this protected. Same here. Two, let's do private string save path get return local path plus file name, or I guess file name field dot text dot no, is that it? That might be it. Okay. I think that's what I want, because local path always has, yes, it always has a separator. Okay. That's good, I guess. Um, right. Trying to figure out if I want to have a default file extension for this, because ideally we wouldn't be telling people that they have to save as .json or .txt, but you never know. And I could hard code it, but that would be bad for future use if people want to do this later on. So once it compiles, let's see here. Enter file name. No, that should be fine, I guess. So, you know what? Screw it. Let's just sort of mess around and see what this does. So, of course, I have to actually populate everything, because of course I do. So let's make this 5 so that it draws in front of everything. Selection area should be scroll area. Right. Path label is right there. Back button, refresh button, close button, button prefab. And of course, it's not going to find anything. So let me do File Explorer button. Get rid of this, and of course, it's all freaking in the wrong spot. So let me do File Explorer button. File Explorer section. Good. Pull this in here. File name field is going to be right here, and save button is going to be right there. I keep getting like 2 people. I keep getting like 1 extra person to watch, and then they immediately tune out because I'm so boring! Oh, well. I need something more visually interesting than this. It happens though. So, that's all the navigation stuff. Files, file name. Let's close the root. Let's hit apply. I really hope I didn't just go over file. Okay, good. So now, do public event file selected on the save clicked equals delegate on file name changed, and then of course we have private void on save clicked. Oh, can't do that, can I? On save. On save. And then oh crap. No. Current path. Save path. Okay. File name field dot text equals nothing. So it resets properly. File name changed, save clicked. And save button dot on save on click dot add listener on save clicked. Hate it when I hit enter and another key at the same time. Alright. Make sure that that gets set properly. Okay, it should be good. So let's save, and then the last thing we need to do is texture edit view on save file. Okay. Ah, right. On save clicked. So file save view equals UI.get file save view view.onSave plus equal save file, I guess. Yep. Okay. Minus equals. Okay. So here's where all the fun comes in. How do we want to do this? So we actually have to format our JSON a little bit in the save file if we want to spit it out as a JSON file. Actually, do I have a file manager.save file? I think I do. I really should have one. So let's go to File Manager. What's this? All right. Public static void save file string. The content string path. File.create path. File. New file equals. What the heck? Suppose. What's the different? Oh, sorry, I kind of zoned out there. I'm doing something that I haven't done in a while, so I tend not to focus on talking. Which, who knows, maybe that's a blessing. Maybe people don't like the sound of my voice. No, I don't. So new file. I'm just going to create here. So new file dot. Let's see, there should be a right, I think. I don't know if this is going to work. No. Hold on. We have file.text. Okay. New file dot. Suppose encoding equals flush. So what do we got? Char. Yeah, there we go. Content. Don't know if I need both dispose and close, so we'll comment that out. And we'll just check to see if that's actually going. Oh, good. We have unreachable code detected. That's interesting. Ah, but it's not my code. That's the downside to using asset store stuff, is that you get a lot of warnings. They sometimes can't, sometimes don't keep it up to date. So let's just see how this goes. File Explorer views. We're going back to texture edit view. Okay, so file manager dot save file path. Oh no. To juke and then path. Okay. So now we're going to do JSON object. Just call it JSON equals new JSON object. And we're just going to do JSON dot toString. Okay. So with this, we're going to have a super fun time of how we're going to get all the data. It'd be easiest if each one just had one bit of data associated with it, but it doesn't. So, okay, I think I have an idea. Material property section. So we're going to do, we're going to be super great. Property enabled. Public string. No. Instead of string array, I have dictionary. Of course I don't have. Oh, look at that. I can just do this. Public dictionary, string. Parameters. And then that's going to just be a get return new dictionary string. That's fine here. And we're going to call this virtual. Maybe I should do abstract here. No. Yeah, I should. Really? Interesting. I guess. Yeah, that kind of makes. No, that doesn't make sense. Why can't I? If our abstract is not valid on fields, try using a property instead. It should be a property. Oh no, that's okay. Yeah. No, I know what I'm doing. iSmart. Actual. I'm just being really dumb. Copy this. Let's go to slider up here. Override. Oh, good. I don't know why I had using system up there. I don't remember using that. Okay, so freaking. I'm guessing that this save stuff will probably be the last thing we do tonight because it's 9:15, and I am not very entertaining today, apparently. So I think I've had like 6 or 7 people drop in for like 5 seconds and then leave because it was a very boring day, apparently. I just need a way more interesting setup. Not very good at this. Let's see. Dictionary, string, params. Oh, I got it right. I guess I shouldn't call it that. Parameters equals. Do that. So return parameters. All right. So parameters dot add. Crap. Property ID. Dot toString. And it's probably going to be, yeah, okay. Then slider dot value dot toString. And that's just for the slider stuff. That's fine. So let's copy this. Let's close this. Find references for this. Map selection. All right. Let's go up here. Property ID. Generic. All right. This is going to be, this is a map, so we're going to say, crud. Map path, I guess. I debated actually when I'm saving this out, actually saving the data in byte format, but I'm not going to do that, I don't think. As interesting as that might be, in theory I could do it. It would mean that you would only have to give a single JSON file. Well, wouldn't Interesting. Huh. Well, no, for now. I'm not going to do that. Though I will add a question here. Information as byte array? Question mark. Because then you would only have to pass this one JSON file. You wouldn't even need to make sure you had the assets. Because I would just be pulling text from this. So, you never know. Let's see where references for this. Which is going to be this. And then, of course, which actually, I'm just going to copy this. Paste that. Yes, not generic. I will say I do like this about Visual Studio, that it grays out stuff that you're not using, so I can just sort of replace the non-system.collection stuff that I do. Ah, of course it is. Why, I don't know. So we're going to add the plus add color property. Of course I want the color picker view. Color property dot toString, then current color dot toString. Okay. I think that's everything that I have right now, because I really only have those three things. Let's go back to texture edit view. So here's the fun part. So we're going to say json.add. We're just going to call it, we're going to say mesh. And then mesh path. What the heck? Oh. Oh. I thought I made a convenience function for that yesterday. Apparently I didn't. Well, that's fine. We just do new JSON string. And then do that. Now our dictionary has the correct value. And then now we're going to do a for loop to go through everything and save out everything into one file, hopefully. If we're lucky. And everything will, of course, magically work because I've been testing this as we go along. Except I haven't, because I'm a terrible, terrible programmer. So, oh my god! I am very, very sorry, Marcio Salvia. Marcio Silva. I'm very sorry. Yeah, well, hello. Hopefully that's you, and you're still here. I really... Yeah, very, very sorry about that. I'm so used to not having or having people watch that I forget to check to the left. Anyway, yeah, I'll show you what I'm doing real quick. And hopefully this won't break anything when I go back. Currently I'm working on a custom content thing for my game where people can bring in their own models and textures. But I'm actually making a first-person text-based adventure. And yeah, I'm working on the programming for it right now. But I will show you real quick what the game looks like. If I can find a good scene. Scenes, intro, castle quarters. Yeah. Super excited that you decided to comment and say that you were there, though, because I need to do better at actually paying attention to the left. I am a game designer, yes. I've been doing this professionally, I've been doing game development for 2 or so years, and non-professionally, I've been doing it for about 4 or so. So this is Text Quest. It is a first-person text-based adventure where everything is literally text. So wall is the word wall, carpet is the word carpet, tile, and all the other fun stuff, of course. This is the first level. I probably shouldn't have shown this level because it's currently in development again. It might be better to actually show... Let me show you the second level because it's in a semi-okay state. Now, except the lighting's all terrible. But you should still be able to get the gist of it. So the lighting's bad because I'm currently redoing this level as well. Yeah, that's actually kind of what I was going for. This very, very low poly art style, because the trick with having text be on everything is you need to make sure it's all readable. Oh yeah, our troll, which I can't defeat right now because I don't have the right items. But that's what the game's going for. I should show you some interactions, except everything's broken right now because I'm in the middle of a refactor. I could skip to a later scene, which not very many people have seen. So let's go to Plains, which also has bad lighting because I turned it off. So I apologize, everything's really dark because all the light maps broke. But so the idea is that you can basically interact with everything. Oh, that's interesting. Did not understand that sentence. That's not good. Methinks my dictionary might be busted. How many levels do I have? So, as of right now, I have about, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And I plan on having about 4 or 5 more. So in total, the game's going to have about 12 levels, maybe a little more, a little less. And each level has its own sort of theme to it. So this is sort of a plains area. It's pretty open. There is a wooded area, which is a lot more foggy, sort of like the Lost Woods from Legend of Zelda. A lot of trees, of course. Canyon, which is just this nice river area. And then there's a lot of segments underground, which those levels haven't been modeled out all the way yet. I'm in the process of modeling out the latter half of the game right now. Although I guess I could give you a sort of, where is it? Underground Kingdom. I sort of showed this off a couple of weeks ago. This is right now. It's nothing. But this is what a magma river is what I'm calling it will sort of end up looking like, and we have a nice little flaming moth. Oh, I'm looking at it the wrong way. So that was kind of like a speed crash course on everything that's been done for the past 2 weeks. Yeah, there's like a 30-second delay, I think, on when stuff happens on my screen when it gets out to the video. I'm assuming they do that for some sort of safety reason. I'm not entirely sure, but yeah. So the whole game is sort of all over the place. It's actually a moth. It's not a butterfly. Although it looks very much like a butterfly. So if we look at it, it's actually a moth. That's one of those things where I'm overly proud of it, even though it's not that impressive. But yeah, the game is slowly coming along. I'm the only one working on it, so that's why it takes me forever to do anything. I should probably get back to where I was. And currently, the theme of this dev stream today was working on custom content creation. So this will be interesting because I don't think I have everything hooked up properly yet. So I'm working on letting people basically import their own textures. So I can say like stone wall normal, so that they can mess around with the game and make their own custom content. But that's what the theme is for today, trying to get all that working. But yeah, thanks for stopping by. It's been a while since I've had someone to chat with. I always like to talk to people, but not that great at streaming. Uh, so when am I going to publish the game? The game is about half done right now. So everything is all the mechanics are in more or less. All that's left is for me to actually model out the levels, um, and that takes me a very long time to do each level because it's each level is fairly sizable, and I'm doing all the modeling, all the texturing, all the programming, all the design work. And in addition to this, I don't do this full time. I also have my own job, and I'm also going to grad school. So it takes me a long time to do anything. But the target goal is hopefully next year. Originally, I was going to try to do it first half of next year, but it might end up being closer to the end of next year. So what is the game about? So the game is very much inspired by Zork or King's Quest. A lot of those old school text-based adventures. So the story is fairly open-ended on why you're there. I do have a reason now for why you are going to be where you are, but the reason for you being there is kind of up to the player. So basically, the game will start with you visiting a king, and you're going to ask the king a favor of what is your choice. But before you can ask the king for the favor, a wizard shows up, turns the king to stone, and you have to chase the wizard. So that's sort of the start of the story, and the rest of the game is you exploring, trying to find the wizard and get and rescue the king, so that you can ask him for your favor or for your wish or whatever you wanted to do, basically. Um, but it's going to be fairly open-ended. There's no you can go anywhere you want to go as long as you have the correct items. So you can do most levels out of order if that's what you want. Um, oops, wrong thing. Well, thank you very much. I, it's not finished yet, so I don't know if I can say it's a great game yet. That won't be really knowable until it's finished, but hopefully it will be. That's part of why I'm doing this custom content stuff because I would like the game to be fun enough that on its own it's worth buying, but also allowing people to make their own text-based adventures would be really nice too. So that's where we are right now, basically. Proper. Oh dear, what did I do? Oh yeah. Are you doing any game design right now, or are you just sort of starting out, or have you just sort of been thinking about it for a while? I guess I should get better at reading these comments as well. So the sentence was, "My dream is to be a game designer." Um, I will say that it is challenging. I mean, everyone who has a job says their job is challenging, but it's you have to juggle so many things. You're 14, okay. What type of games do you want to design for? Do you like actiony games? Do you like open world games, sports, racing? I mean, everyone has something that they like. Um, where was I? There you go. Public override parameters. Yeah, that's what I want. Texture edit view. Dot parameters. There we go. And also, if you're still fairly young, it's actually a nice idea to get a head start and just sort of get arms deep into a game engine. Um, this is Unity, what I'm working in, and Unity is free. So I would suggest, if you have the time, action and adventure. Do you have any do you have any particular favorite series? I guess in the action adventure, because action adventure is one of the largest categories that there can be. Basically, if it doesn't have a specific category, it kind of gets lumped into action adventure. Um, MPS parameter dot keys, and then JSON dot add s ps parameters s. All right, forgot JSON string. Forza. Okay. So you enjoy the racing games? I've actually been. I've never been much of a racing fan. I mean, I like Mario Kart, I guess, but that's hardly a racing game in the traditional sense. Um, I've been wondering how you could make those games a little more interesting. Because just the straight racing itself is fine, I guess, but I've always wanted something a little more varied that you could do with it. I guess I just like the over the top stuff. So not necessarily just Mario Kart. I enjoy any sort of racer game where it's not traditional, like actual realistic racing. Because realistic racing is fine, but it feels like after a while it sort of gets repetitive. Um, so this should all be fine, I think. And then that's all I want. Oh. So yeah, let's just see what happens here. With dyslexia, okay. So he's saying he wants to help a game or help. He wants to make a game that will help people with dyslexia. That's actually a really. There are a lot of people who are actually making games that specifically are meant to help people with certain conditions. A lot of people. I know a couple of people personally that are doing dyslexia. Um, there's a couple with autism, a couple of other people that I know that are doing. What were they doing? Well, point being, it's actually an interesting thing. Um, I guess I guess this would be an interesting game for people to play who have dyslexia, considering everything's text. Um, but that's actually a very admirable thing. I wish I had that sort of drive to help people. I'm very selfish. I don't particularly I don't have noble goals in my game design. I just want people to have a good game. So I guess I'm a terrible person for that. Um, but do you have any ideas for any particular type of game, or any I guess any particular game that you would want to do, like what the mechanics would be? Um, oh, I need to add one more. Let's do 22. File save explorer. All right. Let's check this out. Now we all have different minds. That that makes sense. I guess that would make it very challenging to try and uh, approach. Then I'm not entirely sure how you would do that. Um, hmm. I guess I've never really looked into dyslexia. Is it? Well, I guess it would be. I don't know if it would be totally different on an individual basis, or is it something similar to like color blindness, where there's a broad spectrum of color blindness, but there are sort of main categories. Um, like there's green color blindness, red green color blindness, and all that sort of thing. I don't know if there's something similar to that for dyslexia. An open world like GTA. Yeah. Open world seems to be the way to go. Well, not the way to go, but that seems to be the way that people always go these days. It seems like every game is going open world. So you have like Metal Gear Solid 5 went open world, which is a complete turnaround from what. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I know that dyslexia is problems with reading. But I wasn't sure if there's sort of a broad similarity within the difficulty for reading. Um, like there's a specific way that you have trouble reading, I guess. Because I've never looked into dyslexia beyond the actual definition of it. Um, but yeah, the open world stuff. It seems like that's sort of the way that people are going. Um, I don't know why. It's kind of like how everything went first-person shooter or a third-person over-the-shoulder shooter a couple of years ago. Maybe it's just sort of the next big thing. Right, so I'm saving here. So let's do obj with wood door. Let's not worry about anything else. Then let's hit save. Test file, I guess. And hit save. Oh dear. Dear, oh dear. Did it make it? I don't think it did. Oh, look, it did! Interesting. Yes. Yes, Markio. I am still in school. I am in grad school, actually. This is my second year of graduate school. So, it's... Well, I would say it's fun, but that would be a lie. It's not very fun. Oh my god, I do have 4 views! That never happens. Wow. 4 people. This might be a record. Super excited about that. So I'm going to do something real quick. I need to check to see if I can even... What's that? What's grad school? Grad school is like super college, I suppose. Of course it's going to open up in Visual Studio. Let's see what happens. Oh! Oh, that could be good. Sort of. It's not quite right, but... Freaking really. Sorry, I'm currently in the middle of trying to get JSON file with that. Oh, apparently I had 5, then it went right back down to 4. So cool. So the save file is sort of working. It's not quite working all the way like I would hope, but we can see that all of this is getting saved out. That's good. Parallax. Okay. Did I finish high school? I did finish high school. Which was a very interesting experience. I come from the country in the middle of cornfields and beans, so there's not a lot of focus on education where I came from. But I ended up transferring high school about junior year of my high school. I went to a different high school. So okay, yay! My JSON file actually works properly. That's kind of cool. And all this JSON stuff is just representations of this. Well, once it plays. All of this is just getting converted to that text that we were looking at. So, couple of problems with it, I guess, but it's still kind of cool. So, do you need to go to college to be a game designer? No. The thing about college, so college is a bit of a catch. So college is mostly used to show that you are capable of following through on something, that you have the dedication to actually do something. So it doesn't really matter where you go to college as much as just what you actually do in college. And I'm not talking about grades because most employers don't care about your grades, although, you should try to get good grades because that's good for you. But in general, people if you want to be a game designer, then it's important for you to have a lot of games under your belt. So, just pick up a game engine, pick up Flash, pick up HTML5, pick up whatever you want, and just make games with them. They don't have to be great games, they just should be games. Because the more games you have, the better portfolio you're going to have, and the more likely people are going to look at you and be like, okay, so, this is great. He has a lot of experience making games. Or she. And ideally, employers want you to have at least one released game, but more and more people are starting to look at unreleased games as well. Again, ideally, you do want to try to have at least one actually released game, but save that for a little bit later on. For your first couple of games, you don't have to release them. You just have to work on them, try to finish them and then put them out for free, put them on a website, do whatever you want. But the college thing is less for game designer stuff and more for just showing that you are a person who can do things. So it's kind of the weird scenario of how the world works. So you don't have to go to college. You don't need to go to college to be a game developer, but yeah, yeah. So you're saying you should start making games a little now. Yeah, the earlier you can get started, the better off you'll be. Um, and it's gonna be tough starting off because you don't know how to do anything. Um, but that's how everyone starts. I mean, I didn't originally. I was just a game designer. I wasn't a programmer, and now, um, I mean, I'm not an expert, but I mean, I guess look at what I'm doing right now. I'm trying to figure out how to import things at runtime to let people make their own content. That's alien language to 2 years ago me. 2 years ago me wouldn't know how to do anything like that. Um, so yeah, the earlier you can start, the better off you'll be in game design. So just pick up something easy and free. I use Unity. That's what this is. It's free. It's a little bit of a learning curve, but once you get into it, it's not that bad. And there's a ton of tutorials out there. Google is going to be your friend for your first couple of years of game design and development because it's just like someone else has already done what you're trying to do, and they've asked the same question that you're trying to do. Okay. Yeah, and doing stuff like mods or custom creation in games is also a pretty good way to start off. A lot of people started off making Doom mods, and I mean, if you look at anything that Valve does, everything except Half-Life was a mod. Basically, every game that Valve releases and does right now, everything except Half-Life was a mod, and they just bought the people who made the mods, and now those people work for Valve. Um, where was I? Right, I want to do two formatted string here. Well, thank you very much. Um, I I really wish that I could work on this full time because it is a lot more fun to do that, and it would also be a lot more fun to do more streaming, um, and just talk with the community more because I'm trying to get people interested in the game, and I'm trying to interact with just people in general more for in the game development scene. So let's see if this will save out better. Oh wait, no, I need to fix a small naming bug. Um, Control P. We'll do path plus JSON. So we're going to cheat here and just do that. So after this, I think we'll be in a pretty good spot. Um, yes and no. The sad thing, the sad part about so does playing games also help with creating games? Um, so the sad part about getting older is that you have less and less time to play games, and it drives me crazy because in the past week, I think I've played maybe 3 hours worth of games, and all of that was Metal Gear Solid 5. Um, but I mean, I've played games since I was old enough to hold a controller in my hand, and let's do texture wood door. Um, Save this. So we're just gonna say. Um, okay, so we have test storage JSON. Let's hopefully this will format better. Yeah, that's what we wanted. Okay. Sorry. So my JSON saving is saving out exactly like I was hoping it would. Um, but yeah, playing games now is a really good way to start because you can, and it's really interesting once you start designing games because you'll start to sort of see how they made design choices and how they or impossible reasons why they made that. So it's very fascinating to play games as a game developer. Um, and yeah, I would say it's what it's what you like. So you should play games. I mean, film directors watch movies and novelists read books. So it only makes sense that game developers would play games. Um, of course, it takes 10 times as much time to play a game as it does to read a book or watch a movie, but hey, we all have to make sacrifices, I suppose. Okay, so now. Okay, so how am I going to do this? What about a game tester? You mean like finding people to play test your game? Or uh, like being a game tester? Like a QA person. Quality assurance is what that would be. Edit view. It's on load. Okay. So file explorer. View equals UI.get. File explorer view. View.on file selected plus equal private void load game. Just a second. I get this string path. Okay. So been a game tester. I have not been a game tester professionally. Um, it a lot of people come in as quality assurance, and that's where you sort of start in the game industry. And from quality assurance, you sort of claw your way up. Um, am I launching this game on Mac? Yes, I am planning on launching it on Mac. Right now, I need to update the demo that's on my website because at the time there was a bug. And to be fair, it was not my bug, it was Unity's bug that would not render properly on Mac. So I don't have a Mac demo currently. But yes, the ultimate game will be on Mac, PC, and Linux. Um, and as I get closer to release, I'll end up having to probably try and find a bunch of people who have Linux machines because I have Mac and I have PC, but I do not have a Linux machine. So I can't playtest that on my own. View.open. Okay. So let me get this. So there's actually currently, if you have a Windows machine, like I was saying, if you have a Mac, the Mac build doesn't work. So I don't have a Mac demo right now. The demo is free. Um, but if you're watching the video on Twitch, below this there is a link to the website, which is just textquestgame.com, um, which is right there. What was I going to do? Oh, right, now I actually have to load things. JSON object equals file manager dot read file path. Oh, dot. Oh, wait a minute. JSON object. I think that's convert string. Ah! Cat. I have a cat, and she just clawed into my side. What? I don't know what. Why do you need to make a code for a game? What do you mean by a code for a game? Really though, I don't have it. Oh, right. That's why, because it's JSON parser. Parse to object. Okay. Okay, so this is going to be great. Um, Many people make codes for it. I guess I still don't. I don't know what you mean. When you make code for a game, and many games. Hmm? What am I doing here? Right now, I'm trying to. Oh no! Sorry, that's just the name of the function. Load game is not actually making a game. Um, that's because I did a lazy naming convention. I'm probably going to come back and change this. This should probably be load file. Um, so load file should be what that is. Um, right. No, yeah, I'm not loading a new game. I'm just loading the save file, basically. That way I can just have all that stuff get pulled in. Um, yeah, I was confused. I'm like, what do you mean? What am I? I'm not loading another game. What? Um, so let's see. So now what I'm trying to do is I'm basically trying to take this JSON that we generated from saving, and I have to populate it back into the game. Hmm. Oh dear. Hmm. I really hope that I didn't shoot myself in the foot here. Um, what's that for? So currently, let it compile. Hopefully, there's no errors. Currently, when you um, save, it spits out that JSON file, and then when you hit load, which once it's done compiling, I'll show you the UI. Um, so we have both save and load functionality. Oh, almost knocked over my soda. So we have save and load, and you have like 3 screens on the same time. Yeah, I have 2 monitors. I do when I'm streaming, I do most of the stuff on this one monitor over here. Um, but when I'm working without streaming, I do use the second monitor. The main monitor is used for looking at Unity, and the second monitor is used for looking at Visual Studio or Maya or whatever modeling program I'm doing. I only have 2 screens though, not 3. 3 would be a bit much for me. Um, so anyway, so that's saving it out, and then let's do loading it back in. So here is the problem. Hmm. I guess I could cheat and just sort of do it right now. I'm not too worried about it. Make sure that it even works. Texture edit view. Okay. For each JSON. Hold on. JSON dot get. It's just strings. Right. Yeah. Okay. So, is it an action game? No, it's an adventure game. So if you've ever played um, something like King's Quest, Zork is the heaviest inspiration, but there's stuff like King's Quest. Um, Broken Age is probably the most recent example I can think of that people might know. Aside from that, you have a lot of classic games like Secret of Monkey Island, Day of the Tentacle, or Leisure Suit Larry. Um, and it's not quite along the style of those games because those are point and click games. This is, well, I guess it's sort of point and click, but it's more reminiscent of a hi cat. It's more reminiscent of a first person game. And originally it was going to have combat, but it kind of detracted from the flavor. I didn't really want to have people running around trying to fight things when that wasn't really the point. So, and that meant I was going to have to put in really decent combat because I didn't want to put in a crappy mechanic that wasn't fun to do. Um, keeps spamming this? Someone keeps spamming the chat, and I don't know who that is, and I don't want to click on that link because I don't trust it. So, where was I? Ah, right. I gotta loop through here and do JSON dot keys. Really, I don't have keys, huh? I don't remember how I did this then. That's not annoying. Why? Why don't I have action? So the focus was going to be on exploration. Well, yeah, I'm not. The mechanics that are in there now, I actually quite enjoy, but the trying to add a new combat system on top of exploring and parser-based interactions is actually, I mean, it's difficult because it's hard to make a satisfying combat system, especially if it's melee-based in first person. I don't know very many games that have really done a satisfying first-person combat for melee stuff. First-person shooters, yeah, that makes sense. That's something that works really well. But there aren't very many melee games that are first-person. At least none that I like. So I couldn't think of anything. I couldn't think of a good way to make it interesting, or a good way to make it obvious how close you were to an object. No, why is this person spamming you? Oh, yeah, I don't know. Does the spam mean I'm doing something wrong? I guess. It's fine. Just I guess leave them as it is. But people spam. That's what they do. And I need to figure out how I'm gonna do this. So, well, I guess for now, let's just do. No, that wouldn't work. Okay, so let's do. That's not gonna work, is it? Okay. Oh, you know what I can do is go to definition. I also love that I said I was going to be done, and then I just kind of got sidetracked talking and doing all this stuff, just like YouTube. Yeah, yeah. But I mean, spam isn't really mean comments. It's just kind of spam. So it sucks, but it's not really doing anything, I suppose. Um, so reset. If I do, um, fact void update property value maybe. Really? Do I not have? No, I don't. Okay. Interesting. Oh, you know what? Actually, instead of doing that, I can do. JSON serializable. Does it need to? I guess it does. To the east of theism or west? What do you mean by that? Do I live to the east of theism or west? I mean, I live in the U.S. Um, but I don't know. Oh, I'm in the Midwest. I'm in Indiana. So I'm in the middle of corn and beans. Um, so, not a bad place to live. Not a lot going on here, but, far enough inland we don't have to worry about floods, and, well, I guess that's not true. We have the Mississippi River. Um, but, yeah, I'm in the middle of nowhere, basically. So, closer to the east, I suppose. But I mean, it's the Midwest, is what it's called. Um, so, let's see. Nah, that makes sense. Autocorrect is a fun thing. Public override. Oh yeah? Do you live in Indiana too? JSON serializable. Why won't it do it? Public override. Or maybe I don't. I'm sorry. Yeah, right. Right. It's not override because it's interface. Oh, you live in Pennsylvania. I haven't been to Pennsylvania in years. Last time I was there was probably when I was probably driving through it. I doubt I was staying there. I don't think I know anyone in Pennsylvania. But how do you like it out there? Is it nice? uh, oh no, to JSON. Actually, you abstract void from JSON. JSON object. JSON. That good? Yep. Hooray. So now we can just go ahead and do file references again. Open this stuff up. So if that's the case, oh crap, no, I probably don't want to do that actually. Oh, thank you for following me. Yeah, I guess I always forget to tell people that I want them to follow me. I'm pretty terrible at doing that, I suppose. Um, so I guess actually, just go ahead and do public override void. Just do it here. Public override to JSON. Let's not do anything, and then turn null. Public override void from JSON. Let's do that. And then we would just say map path equals JSON dot get string ID. Ah, crap. Property ID to string. Value. Hooray! And then update property. No problem, Mark. Thanks for stopping by. And yeah, I guess you weren't here for the start of it. Starting next week, I'm going to try to start streaming on Mondays, Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Fridays. For now, for the rest of this week, I'm only streaming tonight, but hopefully later I'll be able to do more. So yeah, stop on by. Always happy to talk, and you know, make sure that you can get my attention because I'm terrible at checking the left side of my screen. Um, yeah, thanks for stopping by. Just copy do slider value, slider dot value equals dot to float update property. Last thing I need to do is find all references. Okay. Don't really need this. Say base dot from JSON or fine, I'll just keep this. And then current color equals JSON.get string color property. Okay, do it again. Color property dot to color. Oh no. Dot value dot to color. Yay! I did have a to color. All right. Dot to string. All right. I think that's everything I need. And then all right, I'll check you out sometime, Mark. Good luck getting started on game design. It's going to be fun for you. Let's see. What was I doing? I was doing color. All right. Texture edit view. MPS. Don't really need that actually anymore. I can just do MPS dot from JSON. Okay. I think that's everything. And then in theory, this will all work perfectly. I seriously doubt it, but oh wait, no, I almost forgot. On mesh, click on mesh selected. Okay. Do something good. Oh, of course it didn't do it. Oh. JSON.get string mesh dot value. So let's see if this works. Chances are I have the parsing set up wrong for my JSON stuff, so I'm probably going to have to do a quick debug.log JSON. And if it doesn't work, I'm probably just going to call it a night. Because it's fairly late. This is way longer than I normally go. 2 hours and 15 minutes. Very productive. Figured out what my memory leak was. It was stupidity. But hopefully this will just work wonderfully and then I won't have to worry about it. But I don't think that that's going to be the case. So who knows. So let's load. Test door. Oh my god, yes! Yeah, I got it to work! Yeah. We bad. Okay. Well, okay then. For the time being, as horrifically nasty as that code is, and I'm going to definitely have to come back to this and redo it this weekend, it works. And that makes me happy. I cannot tell you how happy that makes me. I was going to copy this, put this in file save view. need to reset info, but I do want to do this. Okay. And the last thing I wanted to do is say on save click close. And then of course that means that texture edit view, so I don't need mesh importer on anymore with this. Gonna be super fun. Materials mesh. Oh, really? Do I not? No, I definitely do. There. Private void on save explorer closed. This. On save explorer. Crap. How's I saving that? Load file. Okay. I think that's pretty good. Save Explorer close. So this should wrap up all of the saving and loading. Jesus, so freaking long. It's been a very long night. View close out equals false. Okay. Was I doing anything? No. Cool. So we're just taking all of this and turning it into JSON, then loading it back in as actual information. That's really cool. So we're just going to try loading one more time, and hopefully it'll do everything properly. Interesting. So that closes it. I don't. Oh, nope. I know why. Because I'm being stupid. Texture edit view. On mesh selected. On load. Here we go. False. And then false. Okay. There we go. At least I think that's what I was doing wrong. Well, we'll see. Because it's closing the other menu, and I don't want it to do that. There we go. That's what I want. So let's say load teststore.json. Yeah, it even... Yeah! Feels amazing. Crap. I need to change... No, actually that's fine. Although I do want to change that. So texture edit, root, side panel options, emissive, map color just needs to be black. Yes. But it was defaulting to white, which is problematic. Maybe because I should do this. I should probably stop the stream because it's just nitpicking at this point. Um, material map and map with color. Public override initialize, and then current color equals map color. Sorry, that's just a minor concern. So that's, yeah, I'm going to stop the stream because right now I'm just nitpicking, and I've had a very productive day, and I'm very happy that someone actually stopped by and talked. That put me in a very, very good mood. So shut this off. Well, apply those changes. Save, and then we're gonna call that a day. So hopefully, like I said, next week I'm planning on starting to stream Mondays, Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Fridays. I will update the Twitch stream page this weekend so that people can see that a little more clearly. And we'll be doing some more content creation stuff probably, although we're getting pretty close to finishing up this stuff. So we might move on to the other thing that I started, but I haven't gotten very far on, which we'll keep it a surprise to next week. So yeah, thank you very much for watching today's dev stream, and I look forward to seeing you all again